Let's all go to the lobby. All right, and we're back. So, stepping out of
character.
character.
Why am I here?
Everything's scary. But I understand the mechanics of how it all works. Door immediately to the right. Bloody footprints leading from door. Sewer. Careening down to the west. What do you all do?
Do we follow the bloody prints?
Well, my sword's already out because that is setting off alarm bells. Let's check the room first, but we may end up following those footprints anyway. I'm not sure.
In the hallway, right?
Yeah. I advanced down the hallway toward that room.
Like, sort of, kinda.
Where the blender was. All the blended bodies.
We go back to the bloody drum.
Okay.
Can we just follow the footprints?
I'll go back inside.
A second.
You go back to Bloody Room?
Yeah.
Okay. You step in, you see the heads aligned neatly on the table.
So nothing's changed.
Oh, great. I'm so glad we're in here. Hey, can you put me with these guys? Yeah, we can, be a thing.
Silence. I think Damon looks in deep in thought, looking around.
You think you are?
I assume Ashes does not one of those.
So last you saw Ashes, he had went into the room where that makeshift bedding was, and he had curled up onto that.
I leave some of the Ashes with him.
Do you scritch? Do you give him scritches? He's very happy.
I'm so sorry. Have any solemn moments?
You're the reason! No, I'm saying, I'm declaring.
Yes. We will not have any. Don't get attached to these characters. They mean nothing to us. That's not, I can't say that. Better not say that.
I've worked so hard in keeping this
I
one
am now armed with that knowledge.
I'm going
Daddy,
to
no.
You shut your damn mouth!
I'm going to look around a little bit more.
Okay.
See if I spot something we didn't see before.
Can I aid him in Perceptifying?
You may.
Can I look myself?
12.
18.
24. I don't know.
You're outside the room. Hold on. Oh. Oh. That would be worse.
24?
What'd you get again?
12.
18.
24. 20.
Nice.
I'm out.
Cool. Where are you?
Awesome.
Oh, great.
Is this correct?
So as you two, as all four of you begin to scan the room and examine everything, you see that there is, against the corner amongst a bunch of debris, shattered tables, a collapsed chair, you see that there is what looks to be a cloak, and it is gently kind of like shifting in place. It just kind of...
Sort of look at it. Do I see it?
Oh, yeah. No, wait, what'd you get?
18.
Yeah.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. Fine, someone has to say it.
Go ahead and take the cloak.
When you do so, you see a halfling curled up under the cloak. He looks up at you. He has blood spattered across his face, soaking into his clothes. He has braids in his hair, just kind of like decorated with beads that look like they're carved from bone. He looks a little disheveled and kind of looking about his face. He looks like an older halfling. Weather worn. He has heavy lines across his eyes and around his mouth. His hands are shaking and he looks up at you with pure fear in his face.
It's okay. It's okay. Diplomatize it.
You do that.
It's a 19.
Operation. Stand by.
Loading.
Stand by.
Loading.
Oh.
Pots!
spots.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong character. My bad.
What?
I was like plus 17. Yep, no. It is an 18.
An 18.
Yeah. It's okay. We're not going to do what they did to you, your friends.
There's more than one.
I was using it as a singular. My bad.
Adriel kind of like leans over and he goes, "See, I told you. This is the 12th."
Can you describe what did this? Ignoring that, and I sort of almost push Adriel away.
His name is Coral. It was huge. It's monstrous. It had a scythe and a robe.
Deep breaths.
He murdered them. He murdered them all.
Breathe deep. Maybe not that.
Kill him.
Shot. That's my friend.
I'm assuming I know about the race of that description.
The DC difficulty would be increased by 10 because it's very vague, but you can still roll me something if you like.
Hopefully planes.
No.
Religion?
No.
Oh. There's a chance.
Nature?
Nature.
Oh. 24.
25.
That's sad. No.
With the increased DC, it's still too vague to kind of pin down what it was.
Okay.
Classic.
Where did he go?
He points toward the door on the far side.
Giant footprints.
I know, but
What else have you seen in this dungeon?
the man with the kobold. He promised us power, money.
Was he incredibly handsome?
I guess.
Did you get his name?
No, he never gave it.
What was the kobold's name?
The Thrim. He said Thrim was in charge, but it seemed like the human did all the talking. The runes. He drew runes. He said that they would give us power, but he told us to wait here, and then that thing showed up. He hasn't been back. I was waiting for him to come back, and he hasn't been back. Mara will kill me. She'll kill us for defecting. Who are you? Why would you do that?
We are working to find alternate routes through the sewers that don't go through Merrill's camp.
We are, Adriel says.
I say, yeah. Like 3
When
seconds.
did we get ice cream?
That's not you.
That's what I'm doing for you, is it not? I look at Adriel.
Right. That's what we're doing. And they'll take us together. You defected too? Adriel seems real conflicted.
real close.
I catch
I am
Aldriel's,
with them, he says.
I catch Aldriel's face. I go,
I'm with them.
I put my hand out and I'm like, do you want to come with us?
It isn't safe.
For the most part.
We will make sure it's safe.
The
at the
only
very
place we
least,
haven't.
if that thing comes back, you won't be
And-
here.
I would also help him up.
Help him down.
Raise me up.
Oh, I can do that.
1, 2.
Is there anything else in this room that may help us find out more about what was going on? I'm asking you.
Oh, you ask him? No, this is where we were stationed. We were told to wait. We spent the night here, and then that thing just showed up.
Well, The next time you see that handsome stranger in the blue kobold, the power he promised you is not something that you want.
I had a feeling.
That creature was most likely summoned by him.
What? Adriel says, what?
Oh, you didn't know what you were getting into, were you?
Which one do you ask that to? Because it matters.
The bug.
The halfling looks terrified. Adriel looks confused.
The handsome stranger, he summons things.
What kind of things? What kind of things?
The kills.
I will admit, we're making a broad jump, assuming that whatever giant humanoid thing was summoned by him.
Maybe, maybe not.
However, you did dodge a bullet, an arrow at least. Who approached you with the idea about coming down here?
The man.
He approached all 12 of you?
We were on the docks. We were unloading goods. And he approached us.
Transported on goods.
You may.
I believe him. I mean,
I rolled twice, got the same one. 19. 18, that's how that works?
He's lying about goods. But you can determine that it's probably something illegal, whether it's firearms, drugs,
Pirate
goods. Yeah.
What? A pirate? Something illegal?
Ill-gotten gains of some kind.
So, some good deep breaths. You have a weapon in which to fight.
Small dagger.
Why do people keep pointing this at my face?
You asked.
stomach.
Where did that burn? You can take it. I point to the skull.
Oh. Do it. Do it. Do it. Stab me. Stab me.
Yes, please stab him. Stab him.
Please no.
I head back out into the hall.
Sort of brush him off.
And I'm standing there stroking my chin.
You see that Barry has ran off and started following the footsteps.
What?
How far do you go?
All the way.
About 50 feet.
Until something interesting shows up.
Makes it difficult to And I follow.
Until the ADD
What?
kicks
You
in.
have
What are you, an escort quest and what?
Any video game ever.
You have crossed the bridge that leads over the widest part of this. The hallway turns and you see that the canal goes with it before the canal immediately turns yet again to continue. It turns south and then it turns yet again to continue heading east. But it does ford. One of it heading east, turning north, and the other one immediately turning north. So they both come off, but they both head north. They head to the immediate.
So, I will be moving stealthily, half speed. So, essentially 10 feet per round.
Okay.
If you'd like me to roll, I can. But that would give them time to catch up.
Okay. Did you say you step outside?
I stepped outside of the room. I looked back into the room and said,
What do you get taking 10 instead?
I get a 10 on stealth.
And what do you get taking 10 on perception?
No. 31.
Oh yeah, no. There ain't no way.
does it matter when I take tests?
Go ahead and roll then.
If
Sure.
you're actively looking.
I'm not actively looking.
You roll
for it.
too.
Okay.
40.
20 or 22?
I counted.
Damn it, I rolled high too.
Me too.
So you step outside and you have a little panic attack whenever you find out that the child you were with is now missing.
This wasn't the fourth time this has happened.
I look inside.
Was no one watching Perry?
Harry's gone.
Oh God!
I busted the door.
Who's Harry?
To the door kicks open. Ragnar.
I go looking for Barry.
No.
I calmly go looking for Barry.
I'm
It's not
running.
quite so confident.
I'm running, fam.
By the time you all catch up to you out in the open, collectively, everything considered, they do see you. You
After all, they
turn,
turn spanking you.
and you see the bloody footprints heading up
Whoa.
towards a narrow hallway. The ceiling rises to about 15 feet. And it arches to either side, the canal running along one side of the wall, leaving only a 5-foot walkway down the other side. It seems whatever had moved through here had to kind of shift and mechanically squeeze to make its way down this tunnel. The footprints being heel to toe to each other. And on the far side of this hallway, would you have what's your range of dark vision?
16 right.
You cannot see the end of this hallway.
I have a so I don't know how
There are no torches in this hallway illuminating it. On the far side of this, however, you do see that there is a large stone door. This door does not look like any other door that you have seen thus far. This door looks like it had recently been constructed and placed in this area. The hinges constructed along the wall to hold it in place by something a long time ago. But it is not part of the original makeup of the sewer. That is what you see. The rest of you don't see that.
I see. There's a door thing that is solid.
Good gracious, you guys are so noisy.
You are making a habit of worrying us.
You're going to stay.
That do great.
I
Drell
feel-
says, and I will
Stay
too.
with them.
Yeah.
I'm so glad four of us had the same thought.
Yes. He says, a friend the fighter here is going to stay with us. We will protect our newfound companion.
I didn't say I was staying. But you're staying here.
Right. I will stay with our new companion.
Yes. What's down there?
As I like even before we even, I was like, I'll give 3 gold if he actually stays. He's,
What's down there?
oh, stone door.
Details?
The door makes
It's very different.
So
It's not like any other door.
it is
that's-
dark and we can't see if we don't have night vision. Is that what I'm understanding?
Alright. Let's take it slowly then.
You know what I
See
meant?
if we can creep down the hall without alerting anything.
Yes, let's all roll stealth.
Sorry, just like
I feel like at this point, I'm just going to refuse to roll stealth.
I will stealth.
I'm still.
You do the
It's only a 39 this time.
I'm gonna borrow some of his stealth.
Can I have enough stealth to go around?
right.
You get a 1.
And I have a 9.
-4?
So you walk up to the wall. Would you?
I haven't rolled yet. I was clarifying. Is it dark?
Yes.
And you can't see with that light? Like 100%?
I can see perfectly. That's up to you. Can you see without light?
In this hallway,
There is no light.
I will activate
Oh.
It illuminates in a 50-foot area.
That's just something I can see.
Okay.
Stealth.
You may.
-20.
What'd you get there, buddy?
2 rolled a 1.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No. That's 4.
Delicious. So,
I got 8 less than that.
so as you all like get along the hallway, Dr. Tome goes, "Okay, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious." And then you can't help yourself. You don't realize you're doing it, but you're like, as you're like following behind
As
it.
poop is going.
Yeah.
So, you and I are in the 30s.
Don't be a mimic. Don't be a mimic.
Mimic.
It's his own theme song.
I got a 9, if that makes sense.
Oh
Thank you.
boy.
Thank you.
One better than mine.
It's 17 better than mine. No, it's not. 20 better than mine.
He's mad.
Yeah, imagine.
You get to the far side. Massive door.
I inspection.
Is there a key that can be put into it? Maybe
Perry
child
is
size?
the key.
This humanoid-shaped
What has
hole.
happened? 25 perception. That's not plus any bonuses.
With a 25 perception, and if you do add a bonus, it's 26. Wonderful. It is trapped.
Ooh, in which way?
Roll me a spellcraft.
Ooh. How does a 20?
I can tell you what it doesn't sound like.
21. You know what's better than 21?
Yeah, it's better
I'm
than
sorry, Knowledge Arcana.
Okay.
That's different. Is that a 21?
No, it is a 22.
You do not recognize what kind of trap this is.
But it's also locked. Is there, what's the mechanism like?
I think the last I was told to touch a door that was trapped.
Did I say it was
That's all we can
You
say.
didn't. You said it was trapped.
I did.
Is there a mechanism?
No. It is magical. So it's not a. There's no
There's
mechanism.
no handle.
Oh, well, it can be. Yes, it can be opened. It is just a regular stone door. It is just. It has magically been trapped.
We don't know whether or not it's locked.
Correct.
So, what I'm hearing is open.
This thing is trapped magically somehow. I don't know how. I suggest we open
Turns opening it.
Oh, we've been through that before.
Hey, Adderall.
Can someone who hasn't done the trap, hasn't detected the trap, but knows it's there, do a knowledge arcana?
If it's pointed out to you, yeah.
So we could roll it?
Don't
Sure.
touch, don't touch, don't touch. That stands 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow his lead. I don't know.
If you roll an at one, you
Yes.
touch it.
So what does my nat 20 tell me happens to him?
I also wrote a 23.
So, no. But with a nat 20, I'll go
27 total.
ahead and give it to you because you met the DC with your nat 20.
Oh no!
I'm dead.
This is a teleportation trap. The teleportation trap affects everything within 40 feet of it.
Oh. Joke's on us, huh?
The teleportation trap, however, is limited to how far it can teleport you. This one specifically, it seems whatever magics have been infused into it have been done so incorrectly, as if whomever did this was a novice or the magics have just kind of faded over time. So the range of it is not what it used to be, okay? But you do see that, get an understanding of that, as you see Damon grab hold of it to kind of like get a better look, and the door opens. He looks down, and I will need everybody to roll me a will save.
Hey, this is the door! Trash.
Unless I can roll.
Delicious.
Is that a 1?
No!
Parry.
7.
Oh,
I rolled a 1.
again? Stop.
I'm ordering dice tonight.
So I rolled a 15 for myself. However, Rayado steals himself with a nat 20.
This has just suddenly become the Rayado and Dr. Tone show. As you and the Raptor watch the rest of the group disappear out of existence, the void from which they once were creates a small vacuum that just sucks the air around you, and they almost silently...
Is the door open?
Oh, God. Yeah, they opened it. Yeah, it's open now. I will need Also, with your nat 20, you do know that it takes 24 hours to reset. I will need everyone, except for Rayado and Dr. Tone, to roll me a percentile die.
Oh,
Oh, dear God.
see what I was now.
The dear God.
Answer
Run.
My plan was to stand 30 feet back and use the open command on it.
Uh-huh.
Would that have worked?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it still would have triggered the trap. Yeah, but if you were 50 feet back...
It would have been fine.
So from now on, we're doing
50 feet back.
So
Yes.
Or 41 feet.
me, Rayado, and Burn are just like neat as I finish.
Whoa! Burn needs to roll, doesn't he?
He could. Oh, for the save?
He doesn't have to if you don't want him.
I'm gonna say he's sticking.
Yeah,
So are these like Rift's rules where low is good?
Irrelevant.
It's just depending upon where you're going.
What'd you get, my guy?
9.
9, you say.
So it's like Rift rules.
9% chance that you could end up inside the wall.
Well, good news. Most teleportation spells actually have a caveat that if you were to end in a solid object, you just bounce out and take a d6 of damage for every pressure you log with you.
So
Don't ask me why I know that rule so intimately.
Oh, we're going through 300 feet of stone.
So, you just appear, you're kind of like, you feel that, like, sensation that you had felt
Familiar
once
with
before,
it.
that you had missed, like, you missed a step on a staircase, and you're like, and your body told you you should not be falling, but that's the sensation you have. As you appear in the room that had the caustic mist trap.
oh no. Oh no. But why?
Domin.
You said Dom.
That's what I heard.
Head was somewhere else.
I said Domin.
Oh, 86%.
86?
So it's a good thing we explored most of this dungeon before.
Before we all die?
You appear, the water around you disperses immediately as you find yourself submerged. You are completely underwater. Your suit allows you to drop down to the floor. It is way too murky to kind of really get a bearing of where you are, but I will allow you to roll a perception check just the same.
Damon's dead.
17.
With a 17, you kind of just force yourself to I need to get a grip. By the way, you're not holding your breath. This all just happened suddenly. As you begin to look around, there is a staircase immediately in front of you that ascends up.
Oh.
As you make your way up, you walk up the staircase and you just kind of, as you step out and you're like, I hate this place. I hate everything about it. This is the flooded chamber that was at the very end of the hall.
Okay.
Yes.
That we left.
Yes. So, never mind. So, you're just standing there. You're actually, less than 50 yards away from that. not from him, I'm sorry. You're less than 50 yards away from the trap door.
Okay.
Yeah. You're relatively close to it. You are the second closest room to it, as a matter of fact.
67. Do it.
Like 65.
Oh my hand. You appear, you drop, you're kind of you turn around, you see the room with the control panel is immediately to your right. You see the other two doors to your left, and you see the massive gate that you open to allow you to get back to the Pirates Cove is right behind you. There.
I'm waiting for them.
They'll come back through here eventually.
18. No, you're not.
You are.
Here's a belly of a dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah.
You appear in the Rattling Library.
I've been here once.
You recognize it.
I start walking back and I want to get back.
So, this trap is a lot more fun if you hadn't already cleared all these rooms. However, the Necro Ooze area is definitely a place you could have just appeared in right next to it.
Oh boy.
And there are also some other areas that you could have appeared in that would have been much worse. So you all are like relatively lucky.
So after a little bit of time, we're able to.
Yes, I would say if you are willing to wait.
Oh yeah.
And plus too, with Adriel standing at the end of the hallway, as you like rounded the corner, Adriel had just been like, "Oh, you're stealthy. Ah, you swam the canal to get past me. Clever."
Sure. Has anybody else made it back yet?
Did you all just go for a swim?
So I'm ringing myself out as whenever everybody else starts.
Because he would still hear me and Burn talking down the hallway.
Fam, you look disgusting and you smell worse.
Thank you.
So, the rest of you, I assume you don't mess with the Necros. You just kind of, yeah, I didn't think so. It's just kind of, and the Necros is like, hey! You hug. As you make your way, you all just kind of file back defeated down the hallway, some before others. And as you're just kind of standing there and you're like, oh, hey!
So as you guys start rolling, I was like, hey, by the way, that was a teleport trap. It has a very limited range, about like within the dungeon itself.
No kidding.
Also, another fun thing, teleporting to the other side of the door was a possibility.
So we just need to keep touching it over and over.
Oh, it's deactivated for 24 hours.
No.
I also say
It
that
would have
as,
been more fun.
as I grab the door and just open it.
Oh yeah, let's go. I want to find out what's in there and kill it.
As you open the door, there is a small, what looks to be like an airlock chamber with a drain in the center of it and a massive metallic door on the far side with one of the massive wheels that you turn. However, it is hanging ajar. Does anybody have knowledge engineering?
Engineering, yeah, I've got that.
What?
What a waste.
Yep.
No? Okay. Metagaming, you opened this door. This would have been severely locked if you didn't pull the thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Right. That was one of the levers pulled. However, the bloody footprints do lead in.
Oh,
I feel like we let it out. I
oh
like this.
no.
I draw my sword.
No, draw.
Seeing Rose and I'm like, oh.
Is there light inside the beyond the door?
I have my boots.
Oh, roll me perception. I had to like rethink that
22.
question. Yes. It is faint light, and as you kind of examine the light, there's no flickering to it. But you are led to believe it is natural light. Also, there is a gentle breeze pouring through the door. It is a mixture of sea air and that kind of saccharine sweet smell of decay.
I step through the portal and sort of shield and sword aloft. I'm ready for if I'm attacked.
You step into this room, it is a massive natural cove. The canal that feeds into this area drops off as if construction had simply halted, allowing it to drop and then to pool into random spots as it extends out for maybe 30 or 40 yards and then dumps into the ocean. There is a wide mouth of a cave that looks out towards the bay itself. It looks out and you can see the mouth of the bay out into the distance, and you can see the island of power just beyond with the lighthouse hands extended up and the light still illuminating everything in the midday sky. However, this cave is completely natural. It was as if they were making their way through construction into this area, and you're starting to think that maybe this was meant to like flood and they were allowed to go into this airlock chamber to allow the water to drain out. Perhaps that had something to do with the control panel, but it just simply never found, or construction never led to this. Something stopped them, or they ran out of money, or it became obsolete, whatever. This is where it stopped. And you find yourself in a natural cove that still sits higher than sea level itself, even at high tide. So you've kind of ascended up and are now looking out down towards the bay. However, you find now you're not alone in this cavern. You're not even kind of alone inside of this cavern. As you look, you see what you thought to be a crab at first, as it kind of skitters and looks up at you with its crustacean-like carapace. But you see that instead of a pincer, it has a human skull on the top and an elongated jawbone of probably some kind of equine creature as it claps together. You see that its leg bones extend out, and they are made from different bones of a vertebrate of some kind. This horrifying looking creature skitters and moves away from you as you see several other amalgamations begin to scurry across the walls and ceiling, as if when you open the door they were startled by you and they begin to move. They range in size everywhere from the size of a rodent to the size of a horse as these things shift and move, some of them looking human until you realize that they are made up of way too many bones. They have arms that extend out several down, elongated spine, too many ribs to count, as they just kind of hiss and shiver away, skittering around the rocks.
I back into the door.
Knowledge.
And
You may. It'd be knowledge, religion. You can also roll me a sense motive if you'd like.
In addition to?
Yes.
That's a 60.
A 60?
Yeah.
what?
They're scared of us.
60.
To identify what they are?
Sense their motives.
17 to knowledge, nature, 19 to sense motive.
It's really
Oh, that's what I meant. I did do that.
How dare you? This is a semi-kid friendly television show we're trying to
What did I say?
cute.
I was like, what did I actually say?
What are you on about?
Potty mouth.
You've got to be
Okay, I apologize.
What?
16 cents motive for me, and you got a 19 on religion?
17 on religion, 19 on sense motive.
Nat Warren sense motive.
They're hostile and willing to fight. Oh yeah, they are everywhere, and the only way out of here is to fight them. They're non-combative.
What are they? Do we know?
What'd you get on knowledge,
They
religion?
17.
Third.
With a 17, you know partly what they are.
Oh no.
These are subjects of a spell called Sculpt Corpse. These seem to be somebody has taken different body parts of different dead creatures and sculpted them together, rearranging their appearances and their body parts. And then it seems they have used the spell Animate Dead to bring their new horrific amalgamies to life. However, this would take money, first off, and second off, it would take time. Thirdly, you don't see any like labs or like bookshelves or cases or anything like that in the immediate proximity of these things. And they're also not immediately attacking you like a guard dog or an army. So their purpose seems kind of strange to you.
What is the perception?
Want me a perception?
I'll roll perception too.
29.
I rolled a 7 5 times.
Try it one more.
14.
29.
With a
It doesn't
29,
matter.
you beat the DC by 2.
Oh.
As you kind of begin to look around, right? You like step into the room. You look around, you turn looking for the footsteps. It seems they have washed away in the moisture of this cave and everything. So they are not there. But looking over, you do see immediately to the side those bare feet. They are gray in color, a corpse kind of gray. The toenails are black. You look up the bare ankle, and then you see from the ankles up, it is draped in a very deep gray robe. You follow that up for about a minute and a half. For about 13 feet. As you see this humanoid standing there peering down at you with eyes that have no semblance of color, milky white with only the vaguest indication of iris and pupil in the center of them. This creature is completely void of hair. Nothing on his head, eyebrows, or face. And his masculine features make you think this is male. As it looks down at you, standing against the wall so dead stiff as to almost be imperceptible, straight up Drax style. You do see in its right hand, it is holding a massive scythe. This scythe looks like it's carved from driftwood, probably part of a ship of some kind, and the blade looks like it had been manufactured by no, it is metallic.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like it was manufactured from something larger and then affixed to the end of this piece of driftwood. It doesn't look like masterfully made. It looks like this thing made it itself, as it's just peering down at you as you make eye contact with this thing. The rest of you kind of like are looking around the room. You step back, so you are effectively alone in that room unless...
Oh no, I'm there.
Okay.
We're gonna kill these things. We're gonna get rid of them.
Is that so? When it speaks, you then see it looming over Perry. Oh yeah.
Knowledge nature.
Hello.
You may roll knowledge nature.
Can I roll sense motive?
You may.
I have nature.
26.
I know I have 26.
You do know what this is.
I'm at 12 sense motive.
12 sense motive. It seems like when he said we're going to kill these things, this thing is willing to fight.
Nat 20
Nat 20 on to identify it or sense motive?
to identify it.
Okay, so you identified it. You two both identified. What'd you get?
26.
26. You recognize this as a tomb giant. This towering winged figure is hairless and has smooth, milky white skin. A scythe gleams in its giant hands. Tomb giants are an entire race of humanoids who have given themselves over to necromancy, and in so doing have gained sinister powers. These giants are born as the living agents of undeath, and they show great skill in creating all manner of undead creatures, even from their own kind. They prefer enclosed spaces and caverns as lairs, and often choose to live in crypts among the bodies of the dead. These giants have no compunction about living among undead, but are circumspect about their own safety and well aware that many undead horrors are hostile to the living. What do you get? 20 plus nature.
20 to 25.
25?
Yes.
I will give you 2 questions about the tomb giant.
Alignment.
You don't get any.
Alignment.
Typically, tomb giants, they can vary, but being that they've given over to necromancy, typically evil.
Special defenses.
They have negative energy affinity, which means that negative energy affects them like positive energy affects you. Rock catching, as most other giants do.
Nifty.
They are immune to death effects and paralysis. Is that so?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, these things were gonna attack us.
That's a tomb giant. And I pushed my way past outside. He's like, hold up, wait. We're not going to attack its creatures.
Very interesting. That's someone. He presses the head of the scythe into your chest, which of course is that big around. It's a fence post. As he says, of your stature, is in possession of such knowledge.
It was not our intention to encroach in your domain. We came in search of, I'm guessing, those who did attempt to cause you harm.
They're trespassing in these sewers that I have been sealed away from for some time. They were summoning something that doesn't belong in this plane of existence.
Yes, he kills him.
As we as well have encountered those creatures. We were sent down here to find these men. You found them first. And while we would have preferred to take them alive, we understand that you were most likely left with no choice.
I've had choices, and I made them.
You prefer to leave in peace? For us to go make our way toward up top.
The door is also open. We can't close it.
And leave you
Usage.
sense motive.
Contact person over the surface.
21.
I'm not saying her name on purpose.
It seems like somebody had trapped him in this cove. Given what tomb giants can do and are capable of, you don't think that kept him from like exploring and doing things. You think everything he has in here, he's probably dredged from the depths. That venturing out into the surf at night and collecting bones of things that have washed up is like something that he is well adept in doing. But this door had been shut, keeping him away from the sewers in its entirety. So when you sense motive on him, he's looking for whoever locked him in here, and you think he's got a good idea who it was.
So what I'm about to say will probably come down to a diplomacy, but I'm going to try and keep Meryl's name out of it.
You may.
Alright, so what, I guess I'll try diplomacy. No, I'll go ahead and say what I'm going to say and then see if diplomacy works with it. I said, our employer gave us no indication that we were going to find anything else down here other than their men. And so I do not believe that it is them who locked you in. 29.
He tilts his head looking at you. You don't know that for certain.
I do not, and I freely admit it.
But if that is the case, then it is not your fault for what they have done. I don't hold you responsible.
Then we leave in peace and good fortune. Let's go.
I would give him directions of where to find more bodies to do carbon stuff with, and I direct him to the ritual room.
He looks down, like, as you're explaining it to him, right? He looks at you like he's watching you intently, and then he looks to you, and his countenance never really changes.
I'm already through the door, back down the hallway.
I don't think we're far. I feel like it's similar. I don't know why I did that. I just pivot turn.
He looks at you, Ragnar. Wait.
And if he says wait, then I can stop.
He walks up to you, towering over you.
Something you're not used to.
He leans in, his head massive, just inches from your face. You can smell the decay off of his body and even feel the cold that's emitting off of him as he gets close. You are infected. He stands back up, same as the rat folk.
I don't think it's the same.
It is. What do you know of the rat folk?
He was in these sewers.
What do you know of the infection?
I came here hundreds of years ago, making my home at the base of this island. I know every nook and cranny of it, every crevice, every rock beneath it. I know that substance that you're infected with is bleeding out, making its way to the surface.
Source. Thank you. Since, I guess, well, y'all don't want me to roll.
Is it something that...
He is friendly now.
Okay. Since
He's not combative.
Since we released you from prison, won't you give us directions on what might safely speak from its own prison?
We need the key first.
Where was it?
I can show you. He turns and begins to walk.
Is he walking through his stuff or back through?
He's walking through his cabin.
Oh,
I would follow him. Kind of timidly at first, but almost as if I'd be accepting him.
He makes his way through this wide open mouth where the tunnel begins to narrow. Shifting and ducking his head down, he begins to descend down this tunnel. And he leads you down this tunnel for an uncomfortably long time. The air around you sits at about 55 degrees Fahrenheit.
It is very chilly.
Yes. And there is constant moisture around. And the deeper he begins to go, the more you begin to feel like you're not exactly under the island anymore. You feel like maybe you're making your way under the ocean itself in a natural cave system. It is
David
claustrophobic
looks very nervous.
and unsettling. As he continues down, at some point so far, even just a straight vertical descent for him and a climb for the rest of you, where he just slips off and drops down. The rest of you have to make your way snake, rock, rope,
Yeah.
and just kind of continue following behind him. As he makes his way down this tunnel, you begin to kind of have this feeling like, maybe we should have said something to Adriel and his little halfling friend before we came down here. Because time is passing.
I'm sure that is one.
You believe that you were probably maneuvering through these tunnels for the better part of an hour before it opens up into a large cavern. Stepping into this cavern, you see these stone structures rising up to the ceiling. Each one of these structures are visages of some kind of creature from a different plane of existence. Hideous and twisted in their features, but eroded beyond the point of recognition of what they once were. Vague in their humanoid figures, but wearing clothes and possessing appendages that clearly are not human. Everything from their face, to their arms, to their legs. And they're all different. There are 6 of them in total, 2 at the mouth of where you just came in, 2 on the far side and 2 on each side. You see that despite the trek to come all the way down here, and even maybe the threat of flooding if the water was ever to get high enough to come into the mouth of the cove, this creature has made his home down here. There are few creature comforts. There looks to be what look to be sails of ships that he has folded into a bedding off to one side. No real frame to speak of, but neat enough that he can rest and make himself comfortable. You see that there are precious items stored in different areas of this cove, and it is organized, but but the idea of like organizing without a proper place to organize things is odd to you. There are no shelves, there are no bookcases, but he does have things stacked neatly and put them into different areas. You see one thing that he doesn't have a whole lot of down here are books. but high up on a ridge in a small mouth of a kind of cubby hole, like a little hideaway hole, you see that he has completely waterproofed this area, and there sits probably half a dozen books, just high enough for him to comfortably reach and pull down. So probably about 20 feet up in this area where these pillars rise 50 feet above where you are. You see on the far side, the tunnel continues onward. He does not stop here. He does not rest here. He just keeps moving past it without saying anything to any of you.
Can I do a quick glance at the titles of the books?
At that height, it would be difficult, but you can try it.
Certification.
You may.
Can I use this 18 in a row for the planes?
No.
Gotta try. It's slightly worse. 22.
With a 22, the first thing you see on the bookshelf, and it kind of is jarring, they are novels, adventure stories. There's nothing about magic, which is what you would expect a necromancer to have. One of them is a captain's log, another one's adventure story, and the spines of the other one are so worn off you can't read the titles of them. But it looks like just books that he's collected and were intact enough for him to read.
Before you continue on, how much further down does this go? Is there any way, looking at Perry, we are weak in a weakened state. This is something I feel like, looking at the statues, this is something that may take more time than we probably have to. If we can come meet you tomorrow morning.
I want you to see this. I want to know why he is infected by it, but he is still alive.
Yeah, I'd like to know that too.
And then I want you to stop it.
That's the other half. I don't know if we can do it. I will try. It's ancient stuff like this. And is it like the statues seem familiar to me?
No,
Okay.
not even a little.
Okay. Ancient stuff like this seems to be keep popping up in at least my recent memory. So, shall
You don't want to stop him. I think we just keep going.
I'm sorry.
Since we stopped, I want to roll perception as well. Just I don't. We don't have to get a lot of detail. Just
Same kind of thing. They don't look magical because of how tattered and worn they are.
You make a comment to him about so you like stories.
He does not respond. He keeps moving. As you walk into the middle of this room, Perry, you get a sinking feeling in your chest. Looking
This looks. This.
Uh-huh.
I know. This is. I dreamed of this.
Neat.
This is where. I'm like pointing to the center of the room. This is where they captured the nightmare dragon. There's another word too. This, not like that. Actually, I have just. And can I recollect what the statues look like, or are they in the same shape in the dream?
in the dream, they're in the same shape. He said he's been here for hundreds of years. This looks the same. And with your father's age, you would believe that if this is the same place you dreamt
He
of,
was here, wasn't
only maybe a couple decades ago.
Did you help my father and his group of adventurers? Were you here with them?
He walks over to you. He leans down to look at you.
Dice.
That kind of trying to get what he's doing, I actually, for the first time, removed my rose-colored glasses.
You are his son. And hers as well. I see. Yes. They helped me so long ago.
Did they succeed in their mission?
Here, they did. They sealed away what is beyond this cabin. They had one of several artifacts that they carried with them. One of them sealed the door beyond. Do you have that same artifact?
But what's it?
I'm sure. A weapon.
Just kind of smell
They had Cyrix with them. He used it like a holy symbol cleric use. He sealed the door away.
Remember the dream weapon
He was using a symbol of Tenagar. So what he's referring to is not that same thing.
It's not.
Not Bob's bear?
Bob's baby friends.
I don't have that. But it's sealed, that's good, right?
It was.
Not so.
I will show you. You will find the artifact, much like your father did. You will return here, and you will seal it back.
I will certainly try.
That is what he said.
He begins to make his way down the tunnel. You continue on for maybe another 20 minutes. It then once again opens up into this area, but this one is much smaller than the one you just came from. You see that there are two of those pillars that rise up, each one of them being worn away. They are resting their hands on the ceiling as the previous room, but it looks like over time they've begun to erode, giving you a very uneasy feeling about the stability of this chamber. You see on the far side a door, or what can be described as the vaguest form of a door. This door has an archway that rises up almost completely to the 50-foot ceiling and then back down. The keystone of this door glows with an unnatural energy as it dots in symbols all along either side, all the way down to the floor. This door you see in the center has a round symbol standing about 6 feet off of the ground. And this, or a round symbol, I'm sorry, a round indention into this door. The door itself seems to be made of adamantine. Tons and tons of adamantine. You see that there are mithril linings that rise up in veins along the inside of the door and precious gemstones along the outer side of it. If you were to collect everything that this door has into it, it would make you and your entire lineage rich. However, everyone in here who's attuned to magic in some way, which I think is all of you,
Almost. Not exactly sure if mine counts.
If you cast
divine
spells,
magic,
you
yeah, even with your divine magic,
Okay.
you feel ill from the powerful radiating aura of necromancy that is washing over this. It seems your giant companion is not wholly affected by this. As he steps in, he walks over to the front of the door and he kneels down, laying his hand on the ground. When he does so, you see this powerful sigil appear in a glowing purple aura. He tilts his head looking at it as he looks up at the door, and you see that black ichor trying to make its way from the crease of the door. And then it drops down, and as it touches the sigil, it disappears.
Can I look at the sigil and see if I can do anything from it?
You may. You can roll me Knowledge Arcana if you'd like.
It's not above a 20. That doesn't.
I'd like to kind of look at the end to see if it triggers any memories or anything that I've seen in the past as to what he might be.
It is wholly unfamiliar to you.
I also take a gander. That one.
So looking down at this, right, you realize that this is a control panel. The island is a ship, and it's from here that you can navigate and move the island. Fly around and all kinds of crazy crap. You found it, Ragnar.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go touch it.
Okay.
I rolled a 21, but I'm also going to ask him directly, what is the purpose of the sigil?
I and the necromancer in the tower created it to seal this away.
What did the necromancer in the tower?
She is a servant folk.
Wait.
This, he taps it, only started a few weeks ago.
Do you know of anything that might have caused it to start?
I knew the door was here. I felt the energies pouring off of it, but I do not know what it is.
When did the scream start happening? You know when I woke up?
My God.
Your timelines.
Same time that Darrum was missing. Same time that you had your weird thing happen to you.
Damon, what happened to you?
I was on the trail. I don't want to hear a thing. I had nothing to do with this.
You think we do?
Oh, Father, bring him here. Tell him to reseal the door.
Yeah.
I think Mary should tell you about that one.
I don't understand. What does it do?
Possesses them.
It's a curse.
I can feel its necromantic energy. This substance is the antithesis of life. I know what it is. I don't understand why it's behaving the way that it is.
Like sentiment.
Yes.
That should not be.
No. I understand necromancy. It is part of who I am. This is different. He turns. He walks past all of you. You can go back up to the surface. Find the key and bring it back here. Seal this away.
Not to be the bearer of bad news, there is more than one door.
This one is the only one I care about.
Sure.
Do you know what he might look like?
No. His father was with the man that used it. All I know is he wielded it like a holy symbol.
Something that's a holy symbol or not. I say looking at my phone chain.
Did you seal it?
Would only
Well, you would want to.
on the door. That might give us a way to identify it, to where to start, how to start looking for it.
All I know is I have done. He gestures to the seal on the floor. I have done everything in my power to seal it away.
Is Lord Mayor Hawthorne aware of this door?
Yes.
Really?
He was with his father.
As a part of the adventure?
No. In the hundreds of years that I've been around Trimport, Lord Mayor Hawthorne never dirties his hands. He knows of my existence, as does the Wizard of the Tower. I know he helped your father so long ago.
He helped.
Yes. To what extent, I am unfamiliar. But I was put down here to watch over it before being locked away.
We go ahead and talk.
This is what Meryl and Zal don't want people knowing about this place. Knowledge like this in our hands.
Good luck getting past the guardian. I can glance up at.
It doesn't seem like the name Merrill means anything to him.
It, like in that point, Isaac was almost lost in his like, oh, I just now realized why they hate the fact that that cove exists, because that cove is the next defendable point from the sewers, which lead to this.
All right. Let's head back up. We have a long chat.
So we have to get back with Malcolm.
Yep.
Get that chat with Malcolm.
If you would like. I know you have a treacherous and arduous journey ahead of you. You may rest here. My sentinels will keep the cavern safe.
Fortunately, we have a few people to go see it. But
There are 2 people waiting for us.
I can go let him know. Do you mind if 2 unforsaken pirates kind of leave through the cove that your sentinels are watching over? I say to our new giant friend.
We got 2 giant friends now.
He looks down at you. If you trust me.
Trust is such a strong word I would kind of use for one of them. I just meant the other.
I would go make camp inside this little area. That's what you're talking about.
His little nook, yeah.
I'm gonna go let them know what's going on.
You may.
So we climb.
I'm back up 20 minutes.
Okay. So
And then I go the other
hour, 20 minutes.
hour. I would go the full hour to Adril and our halfling friend.
I apologize, I'm looking at something real quick. They're going to keep role-playing to keep you company while I do this. Go!
We climb back up, and then we get to the those 2 schmucks. And tell the schmucks, hey.
Does everyone do it? Because I was offering just to do it myself.
Oh, okay. You go do it.
You guys knew it.
You got the.
And I during that
Do you
time I'll
remember
reenact
anything
a little
else
bit about-
from my dream?
I will
Anything.
relay everything that I remember, which is everything that I
So,
If you were there for the episode, just
But make up something else.
remember. For the sake of
Do
roleplay
it
in
the
this
same,
moment.
but different.
we know that there is a gate here, and we know that there is a gate to the life tree. Why these 2 locations? I understand the life tree, but what is the significance of Dreamport for something like this?
Where's the lock tree located?
The life tree is.
Okay, so
Hey everyone, it's Matt.
you're here, if you can see that on camera. There is a large gulf here, and just across is the Great Tree.
Where are the barbarian highlands?
Here, these are the barbarian highlands called the Lothlorien Mountain Range. This is where Shane is from.
And Ambrose?
Ambrose is here. So you being in Drumport are here, and Ambrose is just directly north.
I feel like
Wow.
it's a square.
There's a square. What's in the middle of the square?
Where
Actually, what is in the middle of the square?
he's having to figure it out, so it's not really.
The center of the square is Calbrin. So Calbrin is
Oh, wait a
the.
minute, if there's 5 different doors, wouldn't it be?
No, there are 5 keys for 4 doors with 4 snake heads. Keep updating.
And 3 doors down.
6 feet from the edge.
I'm going to sleep.
Yes.
So yes, I would eventually go back up, let them know that there is a safe passage. Just don't look too hard at the skeleton crabs.
Okay.
And basically saying I fulfilled my end of the bargain, and almost like he has to do that part of it. He has to say, I have fulfilled my end of the bargain.
They like step in. They like oh.
I say keep going. I say keep going.
The tomb giant just watches them leave. It's like, yeah. So they make their way out. They head towards that outer cropping that kind of like look to either way. There is a rock shoreline that leads to either side. They kind of begin to weigh their options, and they make their way out, and they never come back, which is either a good sign or a bad sign.
I would say to Adril, if you have a way to do so, could you let Meryl know that we'll be here a little bit longer, but we are alive?
Absolutely, fam.
Maybe not personally, but through message.
Absolutely. So, I'm going to put in a good word for you. If you ever find your way back to Pirates Bay, you are more than welcome to stay with me. No matter what Meryl says, I'll put in a good word for you. Yes?
I'll take 5 gold pieces and sort of toss them his way. For your troubles.
Says, appreciate it. Puts it up. The halfling says, no, you defected. Meryl's going to learn what to do with you. He says, what? He says, I would tell her the truth. It'll be fine. As they begin to head out.
We just sent it to death.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Sure.
The day begins to kind of wind down as you all make yourself in this semi-uncomfortable place. Not so much the environment, but the smell of death, which your olfactory senses become adept to over a little period of time. But the skittering and chattering is a little harder to ignore. It seems that these things are just something that he in his free time has created. And it's just like what he does. Keeps him company, gives him something to do. But you do also have a strong feeling that if he is dredging the bottom of this place in search of stuff like this, he's probably found a good amount of treasure, and that's what's allowing him to cast Animate Dead and things like that. Unless Tomb Giants can just do that. You all bed down and rest. He speaks very little to you for the rest of the time. Everything he has said so far has been very matter-of-factly, like, I have no interest in communicating with you. You are this, you do this. I don't care about anything else. But he does seem to have a very, like, strong sense of intelligence about him. Just not a very charismatic one.
So at some point throughout the night, I would have maybe to Perry alone. Whenever that moment arises, if now.
Sure.
So not to hide it from the party, but more to hide it from him.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is not something I want him to know about. Cards on the table time.
I can go for it.
I pull out a deck of cards, start shuffling. Where did I take this from?
Take as many.
Oh no!
That would be terrible.
Did anybody see a seagull turtle just make off with a bunch of... make off with our
What the hell
friends?
is this? The island of Dr. Moreau?
One of them said comment on it, and I'm just concerned. Yeah, I also had a dream of me in my former heyday.
Okay.
I sent my apprentice off to hide 4 keys.
To what?
Maybe I sent my apprentice, which was a construct of sorts, to hide 4 keys.
Yes, but where do the keys go to?
I don't quite remember that part,
What they look
but
like?
you want to know who they were hiding them from?
Sure.
He shot me with a disintegration beam.
And he has a blue cobalt that follows him around.
That blue cobalt is.
You're not involved.
Oh.
Yeah, get out of it!
I done coaches.
Oh, sorry.
Hey guys, what are we talking about? Trying to roleplay? That's cool.
I would even have I would have put Burn off to the side.
Hey, don't. Hey.
Oh no.
Oh no! This is where I belong.
I catch Burn. Hashtag.
Okay.
So
you created the keys. You started. You and Handsome Joe. Jack? Joe?
we called him Handsome Joe.
Are in cahoots. You were once allies, but now you're enemies, and
It's a good way to put it.
very well could have possibly started all of this, which has caused the death of so many, including your father and
Betrayal.
Barrett's friend.
Also, you gotta understand when I came from. These scars were caused by a torturer's blade. And I'm not entirely sure I didn't do them myself. I wasn't born with hooves, wings, horns. So to say I started a plague, sure. I wasn't always a good person.
So whatever may or may not have happened, would you say now you might feel compelled to help us?
I would not have left the Blackberry Farms if it wasn't for the fact that I felt compelled. From the moment I found that sigil that I recognized, and it was the first time I recognized anything.
So in the future, if any information about those keys that you created becomes
Not
pertinent,
sure I created it.
sure,
Found and then hid.
let's try to remember as much as we can so we can find this quickly as
Sure.
possible.
What's a holy symbol that isn't a holy symbol?
Just a symbol. If it helps. It
I
is-
point to my wrist. Burns said these chains aren't holy symbols.
So it's an unholy symbol.
Well, an unholy symbol is just a holy symbol to an unholy god. If I was to have a holy symbol of Orgotha, it would be an unholy symbol.
Sure. So,
This isn't an unholy symbol.
does the Sirens of Kanagar have any, does that spark anything in that
I woke up
ancient
2
brain of yours?
weeks ago
Right.
at Blackberry Farm. The last memory I have, I'm pretty sure was my dream, where I died sacrificing myself to get the keys away from the handsome stranger.
Okay. So, this has worked in therapy. But if you imagine envisioning the Sirens of Kanagar as you always said,
Okay.
maybe it'll spark some
You know,
simple.
you have something here. I have been told by 5 different clerics at this point that they have dreams and visions from their god and deity. Maybe I'll find the god today. And I go back over to the group. I pick up Burn.
How did it go?
You know, I'm gonna say this. What are the chains on my wrist? Or I hand you over to the Jesticars tomorrow morning.
Why?
Because I'm tired of you playing this game.
What game?
You won't tell me what they are because you have nothing to gain from it. I'm telling you now, you get destroyed, or you tell me.
You? No. You're serious, aren't you?
Dead serious.
If you get rid of me, you may never find out what they are.
It's a darn shame. I will have not changed at all, and you'll still be dead. If he's about to roll sense motive, I am 100% serious.
He thinks you're joking. Oh, God. Fine. But when I tell you, you have to take me back to her.
If she wants you, sure.
Great. You're not just going to leave me in the sewers?
I have to have a conversation with her anyways, seeing as though she put that sigil on the door. And I'm with the party at this point.
All right.
We're all sat around the fire.
It's not a
How did you
whole...
build a fire?
Exactly. High time. I wasn't involved in the conversation.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the
I
beginning of your sentence with the middle of mine.
I helped you fire carry.
It's not a holy symbol. It's a brand.
Oh.
See, deities give holy symbols to their servants. Other deities give brands to their slaves. You are branded. And the fact that there's two of them means one of two things. Either you are a slave to a duality of some kind of pantheon of good and evil, life or death, or your soul is being played tug of war with by two different deities. One of them granting you necromantic powers and the other one granting you positive energy. I don't know which ones it is. I can't help you with that. However, that is a universal symbol. I've only ever read about it, never seen it in person. You don't worship any deity.
Never have.
Never have. Right. But they have something to do with you. Or it does. There. I've told you everything I know.
I believe.
Anything else? Wonderful.
At the mention of God's branding slaves, Damon starts to rub his arm and he's a little concerned.
What you got there, buddy?
Do y'all do anything else?
Here's myself.
Oh, it's fine. Sorry, I thought you were talking.
Question is that giant in the room as well?
He is, but he's having no.
He's
He's doing his own thing.
I would have probably suggested we camp away from him.
I just didn't know.
I'll say it out loud. You don't know.
So I know it's been such since this happened, but I do approach Damon a little bit, and I go, I am sorry about what happened to the lady. And I'm very sorry to help you that relationship with your lost.
Look, I appreciate it. I do, but I'm sorry about your friend. But for me, I just, I'm done. God, days, bonds.
Whatever it's going to be, I can have to rely on. Goes where it is. True.
Let me tell you what. You may be done with gods, but let me tell you about this god I have.
Oh, yes. Nice.
Manzarek, I appreciate you. And that's it. Nothing.
Not as a
I
friend.
feel like you
Oh,
might have
no.
misread my intentions. I'm not looking for a serious deity right now.
And I'm like, yours is good. This is gonna work. This is gonna work out nice.
He's ready, I can feel it. You all bed down for the evening, finding your own respective corners to kind of relax and take the evening. It's only in that moment you realize how sore you are from such a long day taking place in such a short period of time. You begin to relax, drifting off to sleep. And it is interesting because as you rest, that same feeling of calm emotions washes over you.
Liz, before we were gonna go rest, I just wanted to say something.
Okay.
So, while we're all still around, my character would just kind of double over with pain in his head, like his hands are covering his head like he's hurting. He starts kind of screaming out, and it turns into this. As he basically rages with the look of everything again. Well. No. This is simply a conversation between me and my friends. You see, I know one thing. That is he is to be protected. And if I do anything, I will make sure you, Harry, don't die. But what I want in return is be kept alive. What I have to do is not with you, but with myself. And I need him to do it from each of you. And if you will not help me, if you won't help me, that will be something you can find out yourself. If I don't make myself clear, I will be next time. But for now, bye. And he just comes back out of it. That wasn't me.
What was
We
that?
know. His rage,
His possession.
that poison you saw in him, he can kind of control it in rage. But apparently it has a mind of its own.
Is this what it does to everything?
That's what it does to me.
He has more control over it.
I control.
Control.
That one.
Is it safe to sleep around him?
For now, he is.
It has been so far.
Maybe we should keep shifts.
It's one chain him up.
Why does it want to protect you?
No one.
What significance do you have towards it? If I find out that you are trying to release that,
I'm trying to contain it. I know he's trying to release that.
Without another word, he walks away.
It makes y'all feel safer. I will sleep over there, away from everybody.
You separate yourself from the group. A little addled, but that just happened. I assume the rest of you kind of sleep uneased that evening.
Oh, yeah.
However, when you do fall asleep, you are under the effects of calm emotions yet again. And it feels like just being on this island or near this island is giving you that very calm and safe sensation despite the odd surroundings and necromantic auras that permeate the depths of the island of knowledge. As you all drift to sleep in the middle of the night, Damon,
Hopefully.
you feel a gentle nudge trying to wake you.
Bolts upright. Well, not bolt upright, but wait, what? Huh?
You see Tamris.
I sit up.
Adriel told me where you were. Adriel told me where you were.
I sit up and I just.
She hugs you back.
Are you?
I have some-
Elated and furious.
I have something to show you, she says. She stands up and begins to walk out. She leads you out of the Tomb Giant's cavern. She leads you back out past that open door. Not yet 24 hours, the trap has not been reset. As she walks you down the hallway without saying a word, just leading you back through the maze of the sewer with a single-minded determination. Do you speak to her during this time, or do you simply...
try to.
What do you say?
So like, damn, what's going on? Why are you those pirates?
She says, I'll explain everything.
You keep saying this.
Yes, I do. But I mean it. What I'm about to show you, what I'm about to explain to you, you need to know. This is something you need to understand.
You know why, Dad? I'm sick about you.
She grins. You have no idea. Come on.
Alright.
She leads you back through everything. You start to get a sinking sensation when you realize where she's taking you. She takes you back up through into that room where you had failed the Arady challenge.
So I stop outside the door before going in.
She stops. I have a gift for you. She says, but you have to promise to stay calm, okay? And a plume of fire and brimstone. You see Handsome Joe appear where she once stood. I have a job for you, Damon. See, I've been watching you and your companions for some time. And there is something, he gently places his hand on your back, that I'd like to explain to you. He begins to gently kind of escort you into that room.
Reluctantly going.
As he steps in, being a new body into that room, it resets. You see the old man look up. Oh, visitors. It's been so long. Please come in. Handsome Joe manifests a bag of 100 gold pieces. Confusion is not failure, Damon. And we will pick it up here next time. Thank you very much for joining us, adventurers. Remember that this has been a good day to die. See ya.